Showing, just demonstrating. Things that work, things that didn't. Next.
Making like noises with your body is useful.
Absolutely.
You can't talk.
Give me an example.
So like for a cheer position, I was making a loud noise,
Mm-hmm.
and that captures their attention.
Good. All right, other things? Shannon?
Well, my teachers, when some things weren't exactly like you were supposed to do them, like her guards kind of drifted, you know, and so then my guards drifted because I was watching her.
So. Always lead by example, right? Yeah, I fell off balance with my student, and so she fell off balance. Yeah, so keep in mind, even when you're demonstrating in front of the class, always demonstrate the way you want them to perform. Okay?
So one thing that's good is to remember that things like thumbs up, they understand that too. So there are ways to say like good job and don't do that, they can also understand.
Good. Yeah, and if they have a language processing problem, then you're better off using these physical movements instead of using a lot of words, because they're going to get lost in that translation. Next.
Something that helped was going one step at a time. Like when we were going here you go like this, and then instead of like going
Right, one body part at a
one
time.
at a time, and then go up. So it helped break it down.
Good. Good, good. All right, so the last one you're going to flip again. The other person will be the teacher, but this time, no talking, no demonstrating, only touch. Now, because, can I have a volunteer? All right, Max. Because a lot of our students have sensory issues, you don't want to touch too much because it's confusing. So if I'm touching his shoulder to keep his balance, and I'm touching his hand to put his guard in, those are two different areas of the body that he's now processing, okay, that interaction with. So I need to minimize the amount of touch. So if I want to, put your hand back down, if I want to bring his hand up, I may only use one or two fingers and just use the part of the body that has to move. So I may just, one finger, right? If I need to bring the knee up, maybe just the joint that needs to happen. Okay? I can't give away any more hints, but that'll be much more useful than full hands-on, which is also, depending on the student, they may or may not want touch at all. So you've got to figure out, and I'll ask you afterwards, what to do if the student doesn't want to be touched. Okay? Go. You got 10 seconds. Time. All right, come on back. Okay, what do we got? John?
If you like associate a signal like tapping their leg with a movement, so I tapped his leg 3 times, then I showed him how to do a kick, then I tapped his leg 3 times again without touching him, and then he did it himself.
Nice, good. Yeah. So it's creating a pattern that they can continue on their own. What else? How many of you did that? Like try to do the same movement a couple times to see if they would catch on. Okay. Remember, things that worked or things that didn't.
Okay, so I think it's important to remember that the things that you're able to do, your student probably or might not be able to do. So the way that you might teach someone your age and belt rank might not be would be different from how you would teach a student in adaptive.
Yeah, a lot of times we have a lot of things we want to fix, especially with kicks, and so we'll try to do that when their leg is out. You all know that the longer your leg is out, the worse your balance is going to get over time, because your leg is getting tired, both legs. So if I'm teaching even a front kick, and we finally bring the knee up and get it out, and you say, wait, now I'm going to fix this and this and this and this, you're not going to be able to, right? The balance is going to be worse. So you can try it on the wall, or as soon as they hit the position that you need, move on to the next piece of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Other things? Liz?
After each motion, think about what you're going to be doing afterwards, because, I mean, it's all fine and good to get your leg out, but if you just kind of leave it there and drop it, you don't get anywhere.
That's right, yeah. The biggest challenge our students have, I think, for front kick is the rechamber. That's a tough one. Jim?
Well, also, both her hands work best, and then I was going to teach her fold. So I unfolded one hand, and her other hand automatically unfolded. So it's like you're not doing the same thing with both hands at once.
Keep an eye on each body part individually. Good. Okay. So, what kind of learner do you think you are? Auditory, right? Listening to directions. Kinesthetic, when people touch or when you get to actually do it. That can be movement or action-based. Or visual, by watching. Raise your hand if you think you're kinesthetic. You've got to do it to get it. Okay?
Can we do more than one?
Sure, yeah. Auditory. Listening to directions and descriptions help. Okay. Visual. Okay, I would say that most of our kids are visual, and I would say most athletes in general are partially visual learners, right, and kinesthetic learners. We got to move. Look, I'm surprised you guys are standing still this long, right? I'm impressed, okay? But the need to move is part of being an athlete, and also to watch and get it in your body too. So once you figure out what kind of learner you are, and you guys have had to write this down on your sheets too, figure out what kind of teacher you tend to be naturally. And the goal is to be well-rounded enough to be able to change approaches depending on what the student needs, not just what you're most comfortable doing. Does that make sense?
Yes,
All right.
ma'am.
Nice work.